In the beginning, well, what do we call this? We can't really call it the beginning because I refer to it as the there. Now, the there is just there. It's always been there. It's kind of like the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Since the Alpha and the Omega is the beginning and the end, there is no beginning and there is no end. It's just there. Now, in the there was, an lack of better term to call it, an egg. And in the there, which has always been there, was the sperm. Now, there could have been many eggs and there could have been many sperms, but in this case, we will work with just the one. Anyway, in the there, the egg was hanging around and the sperm was swimming around, and since we have no time, because the there does not have time, the sperm somehow managed to find the egg. When the sperm found the egg, of course, it penetrated the egg. The egg was totally shocked and surprised, and it locked down, cut off the tail of the sperm, and the sperm was caught inside the egg. Now, we all know this story very well, actually, because once this happened, then the egg started to multiply, because inside the egg was now 2 cells. And these cells split. Well, actually, it's 1 cell, and it split to 2. And then a 2, of course, split to 4, and then 8, then 16, then 32, then 64, and so on and so on and so on. Which meant that this living thing was growing. Now, as it grew, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is what I like to call the secret of the universe. Because what I'm referring to is the creation and the beginning of the universe as we understand it. So the universe, from its beginning, simply grew and grew and grew. And for the sake of argument, it never stopped growing. And this universe just happened to be in the there. Now, the there is, again, like I said, the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end. And therefore, if it's the beginning and the end, then it has no beginning and it has no end. It, you see, simply has been there. Now, within the universe itself, certain things came into existence. For example, time became a factor within the universe. Not in the there, but in the universe. And it just grew and grew and grew, and it got so big that it was unbelievable. But it was a living form. It was a living thing. And I like to think of the universe as being alive. It's alive and it's a living thing. And so within this universe, other things started to do and copy what the universe itself had done. Certain things got together to create more living things within the universe itself. And then, of course, it grew and grew and grew. Now, what's interesting about this is the fact that you might say that with quantum mechanics, it's possible that in the there, which is the alpha and omega, of course it's the beginning and the end, which means it has no beginning and it has no end, so it's just there. But in quantum physics, that would explain the possibility that there could have been more than one egg and more than one sperm in the there. And that means that it's possible that more than one universe may have been created. That also means that if more than one universe was created, then we could have multiple universes, which is fantastic. It's interesting to think that if our universe is alive, it's life, and it's growing, then it's conceivable that it could also die. Now, because within the universe itself, things like time, space, and all that stuff came into existence, the time, by our definition, could be millions of years, could be trillions of years before the universe died. But that wouldn't be a problem, because when it died, because we have multiple universes, or the possibility of multiple universes, then if one universe died, there would be more universes to replace the one that died. Now, if the universe is alive, and I'm alive, then it also explains that somehow within the creation of this universe, there was one thing that seemed to be very important. The universe needed to be recognized. It needed to be known to something. And so the universe, within its limits of time, created planets and universes and solar systems, and also created many, many forms of life. And in doing that, it created man, and man, with its intelligence, was able to recognize the universe, and then the universe was accepted as being known or seen or aware. So the universe's goal from the beginning may have been nothing more than wanting to be aware of itself. And that's where we come in, because we are aware of the universe. We are aware of its existence. We are aware of the fact that the time and all these things that we think about were in existence. But the universe only exists because we are aware of it. If we were not aware of it, then what might happen is the universe might die. But that would be okay, because the fact that we believe that there could be multiple universes, in the other universes, it may discover or become aware of itself and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until at some time in our language of understanding, could be 1,000,000 years, it could be 1,000,000,000,000 years. before the death of that universe. It's fascinating to think that the creation of the universe started with an egg and a sperm. Now the question obviously comes, within the there, how did the egg and the universe and the egg and the sperm come about? Well, I guess that would be probably the biggest of all mysteries. But from my point of view, that would mean that the there, whatever the there is, or whatever the there was, or whatever the there might be, the irony of it is that the there, like the alpha and the omega, it's the beginning and the end. Therefore, by definition, if there is no beginning and there is no end, then it's just been there. And there's no way to put time to it or anything that we can comprehend or understand. We can only comprehend and understand the fact that from that there, the universe became alive. And when it became alive, it grew. So to me, the key to the universe is the recognition that the universe itself is unquestionably alive. And that's what it makes the universe so unique. And within the universe that is alive, it obviously has the ability, as it grows, to create more life, more cells, more divisions of itself in hundreds upon thousands upon millions, maybe trillions of different types of life that it creates that we couldn't even begin to speculate. Now, I'm not a mathematician. I can't do the numbers. I can't figure out whether this is possible or not possible. It's just the idea that is, to me, what a lot of people say. Sometimes it's the simplicity of the idea that makes it real. The complication of the idea is what makes it difficult and hard to understand. Therefore, I believe that it's just there. And within that there, life began. And life began as a universe. Not a big bang, not an explosion, nothing like that. It just began in the there, which has always been there, always will be there. So with what little time I have left, I conclude that the secret of all things is the simplicity of the end, and knowing that the beginning was a universe, that life that was created in the there, which we will probably never to be able to understand. I hope you enjoyed this. It was fun doing it, and I thank you very much. Bye for now.